my 67 years, there have been many traumas. By far the worst was my daughter's diagnosis with breast cancer when she was 30. There are no good aspects to having a child with cancer. You fear she will die before you do. You are powerless to help. I accompanied her through the ordeal of mastectomy, golden staph infection, her painful struggle with chemo and physiotherapy. But the absolute worst moment of all was hearing her tearful words, "Mum, I just hate my life. It's terrible." And there was nothing I could do. All was a fighter though. My daughter battled through all the obstacles her cancer gave rise to. Within 2 years, cancer came into our lives again. My sister, who had supported me through my daughter's cancer, was herself diagnosed. By the time I was diagnosed, 3 years later, I was very calm, even complacent. I knew I wouldn't die, knew exactly what to do. First surgery, then radiation. Very pleased I did not need chemo. I knew I was going to be okay. I went back to a job I loved and was coping well with life while still receiving treatment. So much for coping well. I had been prepared for breast cancer and its treatment, but I was totally unprepared for this. Halfway through radiation, I developed a collection of fluid under my arm. It was the size of a small football. An inpatient at Peter Mac for the remainder of my radiation with a non-life-threatening condition, I felt like a fraud. I grew weaker by the day. My complacency was shattered. My comfort and joy, chief instrument of my recovery, was my younger son. I thought he had just come to visit, but he would put his life on hold and stay. I was having to be nurtured because for once I couldn't cope. He took me walking in the gardens and to the cinema while I recovered. He shopped, cooked, did the washing and told me wonderfully quirky jokes. Finally my health returned and life became normal once again. I felt so sad to wave him off home to Brisbane. My family's journey with breast cancer began with the shock of my daughter's cancer. Today, as survivors, my daughter, sister and I are committed to celebrating life. Cancer has affected our entire family and strengthened our resolve to make the most of every moment together.